Throughout all of history, man and woman have searched to experience God, each with their own idea of what God is and who God is, each with their own culture and methods that claim to help them experience God, each with their own rituals and techniques to do it. Some of them work. Some of them play on age-old psychology and tricks to elicit emotional responses from people, utilizing music, chanting, and group techniques in order to create hypersuggestibility in a person. These techniques and methods have been used by conmen and cults, all to have people have some sort of experience, that they can say that they know for certain there is a God, that they felt it, that they experienced it, that it was something unlike anything they had ever experienced before in their entire life. Usually it's a feeling of love that washes over them, a sense that everything is right with the world, an energy that pulses through their body and through their soul. It is in this moment and in this reality that many come to believe that they have a brief experience with God. Then there are those who take psychedelic substance at a heroic dose. They sit in the dark of their room and wait for the drug to begin to work on them. And as the drug begins to peak, fractals filling their visual realm, and everything becoming different, they begin to experience the loss of their sense of self, and in that moment they feel at one with all things. They feel the infinite waves of love and care that makes them feel totally and completely at peace, and they come out believing they too have had an experience with God. There are the meditators as well, men and women who spend hours a day sitting in the silence of their mind, doing all they can to achieve enlightenment or moksha or nirvana. And in that moment things fall away. They're filled with a sense of love and connection with all things, and they too walk away believing they have experienced some higher realm. Finally, there are those that suffer so greatly that they no longer know who they are. They hit rock bottom, and life has fallen apart, and they don't see any way of moving forward or carrying on. And in that instance, as they set aside their existence, they are struck with their absolute sense of peace and love. Then the brain comes along and latches these emotions and beliefs to whatever cultural vanguard they have in their life. A Christian, or someone who has been around Christians most of their life, believes this experience to be God and Jesus. A Muslim believes it's a message from Allah. Others may latch on to a guru or a teacher that taught them. Either way, more times than not, most people don't know what it was that happened to them, nor how they can repeat it. But the truth is that this is a birthright of all people and all mankind. It is an experience that is achieved on all continents by people of all cultures and religions and backgrounds. It is in the end the direct experience with what one could call God. But when one is talking about God, it would be folly and error to think that one is speaking of a religious God, a God that is written of in books and stories, who has edicts and orders and laws to be followed. Now you, as anyone and everyone has always been, are free to take this experience and say it is exactly that, your God, from your holy book. But in the process of doing that, you are likely to pull yourself further and further away from the truth of God. For when you look at all the ways that people experience God, whether through the rambunctious religious experience of a charismatic preacher, or taking a trip of a lifetime with psychedelic substances, or seeking out God through meditation, yoga, self-inquiry, and prayer, or just hitting rock bottom, the one thing each and every one of these experiences have in common is that they set aside the sense of self. They interrupt the process of the mind that clings to the notion that you are who you think you are. They direct your focus, or alter your mind, or give you permission to let go of this identity and this knowledge you have had in the past. And when this happens, and you're able to let go of the person you were, set aside this existence and this ego for even just a second, whether you're caught up in singing and holding your hands up and praising Jesus, or you've sequestered yourself away to silence and meditation for days on end, or you've taken a substance that has the natural effect, that amazing embrace and experience of God seems to always be right around the corner. If you can resist your mind's need to make a story of the experience, if you can resist the need to bring yourself into the center of the experience, if you can just let the experience be the experience, then you'll sit within the bounds of God and oneness as clear as you sit with yourself. But this only happens when you set aside your beliefs. Let go of everything you know and think, including your very existence and identity. and let yourself just be where you are and what you are, beyond the stories your mind creates. This experience is your birthright. This experience of oneness and perfection is what you deny yourself through holding on to your sense of self. It is not something that you must travel for. You don't need a retreat or an escape from anything. You don't need a church or a mosque or a temple. All that can be experienced of God can be experienced within the comfort of your own home. All by simply sitting down and asking yourself one question. What is not a thought? Now, when you ask yourself this one question, the goal isn't to get an answer. And this is confusing for most people. It's for you to find the experience of what is not a thought. Everything that passes through your mind is a thought. That very feeling and knowledge that you are a person sitting with their eyes shut is a thought. And what you'll find as you do this is just how much of your life is built around thoughts over what is real. The more you sit and experience what is not a thought, the more the walls will begin to fall away and the true essence of existence will begin to shine through. To abide in the experience of God is to simply realize that you have been blinded by this idea of life, that you have taken serious what the gods have made for fun, upon which you are not who you think you are. God is not what you think it is. Life isn't what you think it is, because those are all thoughts. And when you are able to set aside everything that you truly know, and instead abide by the experience of everything that is exactly as it is, there you will experience God in absolute perfection, realizing in that moment that just as there is no separation between you and anything else, just as you are a wave in the cosmic ocean of the world, God is not separate from you, and thus you are God. And the more you abide in this realization and live in this experience, the more the stresses of the world and of life seem to become less and less. When you can let go of all that you know and all that you believe and experience life for life without the window of the mind to protect you from it, in that you will experience God. And you will experience yourself. And in that experience, where there is no separation and no division and nothing that is not you, you will realize the truth of your existence, that you are perfect and complete. Hey, wait 1 second. I've got something big to share with you. Thanks for watching that video. If you made it this far, you hopefully enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, we put out one at least every other day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications at the bottom of the video. And keep an eye out for the next video. Also, I'm building a community of people who want to transform their lives over a year. It's called the Cosmic Joke Challenge. If you want to find out what the Cosmic Joke Challenge is, you'll learn that and more in our 100% free Facebook group, which will be growing a library of content not available on YouTube. The link will be available in the description box below. Click it, join, and start transforming your life today.